What's up, everybody? It's your boy Kenna, Mr. Smell Good 803. We're back here with another video today, and what we have for you right now is going to be part one of a fragrance collection review. Okay, one of the things I really like about collecting fragrances is when I find those under the radar fragrances, what we like to call hidden gems. These are fragrances that people don't really talk about. You don't really hear about them a whole lot, but then when you find them and you discover them and they smell great, you just felt like you've hit the jackpot. So I really want to show some love and shine some light to this fragrance collection, and that's what we're going to be starting on this review today. But before we even get that started, I got to take the time, like I do in every video, to make sure that I'm thanking everyone who's been coming by the channel, watching the videos, subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting, all of that good stuff, man. It really helps the channel to get noticed more. So I thank you guys so much for your support and for you following and hanging with your boy, okay? Now, like I say, every video, if this is like your second or third time here and you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, come on, fam. Really? What you waiting for? I'm gonna need you to go right down here, hit subscribe, then hit that notification bell so you get alerted for every piece of new content I put out. Like, share, and comment, okay? But let's go ahead and get this review started. Now, this collection is coming from the house of Azzro, and I think Azzro is a pretty popular fragrance brand. You know, you see them a lot, especially if you go to your rack stores like your TJ Maxx's, your Marshalls, your Burlington. You know, you're gonna see stuff like Azzro Chrome or Azzro Pt.1. Then you'll see stuff like maybe even Wanted and Wanted by Night, which are some of their more newer fragrances. But this particular collection is not as well known, so we're going to show some love to them today. And this is Azzro's Solarissimo collection, okay? And the color of the bottles really kind of give you an indication of where each fragrance is actually going with the scent profile, okay? So we've got Ferragana, we've got Maritimo, and we've got Levanzo. Now, the fragrance that we're reviewing today is actually going to be Levanzo. Now, with this green coloration to the bottle, I think one of the first things you're gonna probably thinking about is freshness, you know, maybe woods, earthy, grass, you know, that type of thing. And you're not going to be that far off with what you're talking about or what you're thinking about when you see the color of this bottle. Levanzo is really going to be a great transition fragrance. And when I say transition fragrance, because, you know, we're going to be coming into the spring pretty soon. And you've got, you know, the temperatures are in certain places are starting to get up in, you know, your mid 60s, your low 70s now. But sometimes first thing in the morning, you still have that crisp, you know, feeling in the air, you know, where you may start off the day, you know, in your mid 40s or upper 50s. And Levanzo is really going to be a great fragrance that can help you transition in that type of weather. It doesn't really do great in really, really cold weather as far as its projection, but when you are in that kind of day where you might start off a little nippy, but then during the day it warms up a little bit better, this fragrance is really, really going to perform really great. And the thing I love about this one is that it's not overly earthy. You know, you've got freshness of your citrus at the very top because you've got lemon, and then you've got passion fruit, which you don't really smell a lot of in a lot of fragrances. So that just adds to that fresh burst at the very opening of the fragrance. And then you've got basil, you've got lavender essence, you've got some cedar, you've got wood notes in there, and you've got patchouli, which kind of helps ground it out, you know, as you continue to wear and the fragrance wears on you, you know, as you go out throughout the day. Now, one of the biggest things that I love about Levanzo, once again, is that it's not overly earthy. You know, you've got some fragrances that just smell like you just went outside and just rolled in some dirt, and you just, you know, you just smell really, really earthy. Levanzo is not going to be that type of fragrance. It kind of reminds me more of in the morning time when, you know, the fresh dew has fallen and you're transitioning from winter into spring, and you know you've got the dew outside and the grass, you're able to start smelling the grass a little bit. You can smell, you know, if you've got an herb garden, you can smell your herbs first thing in the morning. To me, this is what Levanzo really feels like to me when I smell this fragrance. It's just energetic. It just energizes you when you put it on and when you smell it. Now, one of the things I want to help recommend people is that when you try a fragrance out, you know, for example, give your fragrance just a few seconds before you just inhale a big waft of that fragrance, okay? And the reason why I'm recommending that is because a lot of times when you first, you know, spray a fragrance, depending on how sensitive your nose is, maybe the first thing that you're going to smell is the alcohol that's used to blend fragrances. And that can actually turn you off from a fragrance because you didn't give that fragrance enough time to kind of dry down before even trying to smell it. So that's just a pro tip from me. You know, give your fragrance just a few moments. When you test it out and you put it on skin, just give it about maybe 5-10 seconds to let that fragrance just dry down a little bit before you really give yourself that first impression. I mean, it's just so inviting. And it's not, like I said, it's not overly earthy. It's just really mellow. And for the price point that you buy this for, believe it or not, I'm really impressed. You know, Azzro is known for their more cheaper fragrances, you know, because they push so many fragrances out. So a lot of times with Azzro, you're going to see stuff, you know, within that low $20 range. And sometimes, you know, you'll see some of the Azzro fragrances, you know, creep up to, you know, that full retail, you know, that belt type of price point of $80, $90 when it's something brand new. But this is going to be pretty comfortably sitting at right around $30, $35, depending on where you're getting the fragrance from. Now, Levanzo is pretty popular though in the fragrance community. So a lot of people really do buy this one up. If you go on to FragranceNet or FragranceX.com, sometimes they do run out of these, you know, because Levanzo is one, I think probably the more popular of the three fragrances in this collection. But if you're able to find it and you see it online, I'm telling you, grab it up. I mean, the presentation, and it's just a cool looking bottle, man. I mean, this is nice to have, you know, in your collection. You know, it's just really nice looking. It's really classy, really classic looking. Now, when you hear vetiver and things like that, you know, sometimes you think of an old man fragrance, but this is definitely not an older man fragrance. Even though you've got the vetiver, you know, you've got the basil and things like that, you know, you may think this may come across being more of an older, gentlemanly like fragrances, because you do have some vetiver fragrances that do give off a more mature vibe to it. But this, I think the thing that helps this one out, that helps Levanzo out, is that you've got the citruses that are so blended so good up top, and that burst of freshness is so invigorating to where you really don't feel like this is a older type fragrance. This is more playful. This is just when you just want to feel good today, and you just you know, the sun is shining when you woke up and it's coming through your blinds or through your curtains, and you just feel like today's going to be a great day, and you just want a fragrance that really just boosts that attitude to go out there and get your day started. I think Levanzo is going to really be a great pick for you, okay? But like I said, this is just part one of a 3-part review of this fragrance collection. Once again, this is Azzro's Solarissimo collection, okay? And this is Levanzo, okay? But this is part one, and we're going to be coming back with the other two, Maritimo and Farignana. Farignana has not been that easy to find in the US. So they've been kind of creeping out there a little bit more to where you're able to find them a little bit more. So, you know, that may be the next one that I actually review, so we can go ahead and you know, get some love out there on that one as quickly as possible. That way, if you see it, you know, you can say, hey, I looked at Mr. Smellgood 803's review. I think I want to try that out. You know, and once again, you know, fragrance is a subjective thing. What smells good on me and what I like, you may not like it as much. but I'm just hoping that maybe some of my reviews may give you an idea of what direction you may want to go with, okay? And this is for, helping people to learn about fragrances. I don't want people to be so afraid to try new things, okay? It's great to try new things, and I'm hoping that maybe I can highlight some fragrances that may pique your interest and you may be able to grow your collection a little bit more, okay? But that's going to be all for this particular video today. Thank you guys so much for stopping by, and just remember, subscribe, notification bell, like, comment, share. All right, it's your boy Kenneth, Mr. Smell Good 803, and we're out. Peace.